On today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our smart contracts project. Let's have a look at what we went over today. Now, yesterday we went over our functions. We actually finished up the functions section of the smart contracts module, and we're going to be moving forward. Today we're going to be inside of the visibility section of the module. So let's pick up where we left off. So in this section, we will be going over the visibility of functions in Vyper. The first thing we need to keep in mind is that when we don't use the visibility modifiers public or external on our variable or function, it will be difficult or default to being private or internal in Vyper. This means that we will not be able to access the variable or function from outside of the contract. Internal is another visibility modifier that we can use to make our function or variable only accessible inside of the contract, and it can only be called by other functions and not from outside of the contract. Even though this is the default setting, this is how we can set it manually if we ever needed to. For example, if we added the external to a new function, define store other, and then we wrote self.store inside of it, calling the original function, and we made our original function internal, we would be able to call it using this method. So if we have an internal function, we can only be calling it by other functions inside of the contract, like in the example given in our favorites.vy file. Now note, external means that our variable or function can only be called by other or outside of the contract, while internal functions cannot call external functions. Now let me show you what that looks like inside of our favorites.vy file. This is the one we're going to be working on here. I do have a bunch of examples set up. We're just going to be doing a bunch of examples as we move forward. We're going to keep them here in this file as we move forward, so don't get them confused. This was the one from yesterday. This is the one from today we're going to be doing. As you can see, this is labeled. This is how we call an internal function using an external function. Now you can see our my favorite number isn't set to private, so it's actually closed off. It's private right now. It's not set to public like it was up here. And we have an internal for defined store new number in when it was external up here. So this is letting us know that it can only be accessed or accessed by another function that is set to external like it is here. So you can see our second function, define store other, self.store 7. Where do we get this self.store from? Remember, the self only points to other stores or states that we want to be using. And this is the store here we want to use. So we're going to be pointing to this store here with the new number. And we stored 7 yesterday as our number, so that's why we have the 7 here. Now this is the function that we're going to be working on today inside of our visibility module. But I'm going to pull it up for you tomorrow inside of the Remix IDE. I'm not going to do it for you today. It's going to take it step by step. So this is the function we're going to be working on tomorrow, just to get you familiar with it. But of course, I will keep you posted as we move forward every step of the way. For now, it's the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.